Ja! Ja!
Welcome to RAWtalk!
We're in Germany!
Oh, ja.
Bitteschön!
Auf Wiedersehen!
Bitte guten!
Hey, no Weiß!
Guten Morgen.
Hey, no weiß! Oh, okay. Cut it off. All right. Jared Polin, FroKnowsPhoto.com. Welcome to RAWtalk, episode number 199. 190. You know, we're at a hotel, and I think the neighbors are probably going to get upset. That's why we're doing it a little early. Hopefully we won't get any knocks on the door.
I think they think we're shooting porn, I bet.
Well,
We have a lot of cameras and tripods and lights.
we were as well. I don't know. What's changed?
What's Andy think about that?
Speaking of Andy,
Andy?
thank you for your input, Andy.
Thank you, Andy.
Thank
you. Thank you.
Anyway, so what are we doing in Germany? We are here for Photokina 2016.
Yeah.
It's my third year here.
Oh, look at you.
Third year, Steven's
Third
second year.
time.
My third time here. They have them every 2 years. It's the largest photo show in the world. And we decided to come back this year. And that was in Cologne. Now we're in Berlin, but we're going to talk a little bit about Cologne and Photokina and do an abridged photo news style thing. And by the way, we were off for 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
One of those reasons
2 weeks.
2 weeks. One of those reasons was we were working on. Steven was working on the 5D Mark IV real world review before he had vacation. Every September, Steven's family goes on vacation.
He's always on vacation.
It always comes right around Photokina. So Steven got back the 17th from vacation. Actually, he came back early the first day after he went for vacation.
I had to come back to finish the 5D Mark IV review, and then went back to vacation till the 17th, then flew out the 18th for Photokina, and now we're here.
So that was that. Todd's never been out of the country.
What?
Todd, how was your first experience traveling abroad?
Oh, it was very nice. Very nice. I don't know. I thought it was good.
How was your hairy encounter on the airplane?
Which one?
Your neighbor.
Oh. Yeah,
You had a little sweater on, right?
You girls sit together so you can hold hands and watch
I
watch
always
videos.
have to sit next to Jared every time.
You don't have to.
But
You
then
can
I
sit
had a
somewhere
guy
else.
How sweaty am I right now?
Then I had the guy that wore a fur coat and his arm was just right there next to me. So if he was even just slightly close, it was like little tiny caterpillars crawling on me.
The flight wasn't terrible. It stands for the fact that I don't know why the A340 doesn't have air vents in the back.
Jared loves to talk about the airplanes. Yeah, that's the
A3 746, wingspan 46 feet.
Did you see the A380-300s? How big they were? That's the double-decker plane.
You're not making this up?
No, remember when we landed in Hamburg?
Yeah.
And
those
we're
big-ass
taking the
double-deckers.
bus.
You're saying Mike Kelly was on one of them, right? Or something
Well, Mike
like that?
Kelly's been on those. No, he took
Only
it.
Hamburg, I was worried about us trying to get to that McDonald's.
Yeah, you failed at that.
We should tell that story.
We desperately were trying to get to McDonald's. We're like, I guarantee we can get into it on the other side.
This is the flight to Berlin from Cologne, and it was a small airport. What airport? The Cologne airport or whatever?
it was the Cologne airport.
Yeah. And the McDonald's was there. We're like, yes, McDonald's breakfast.
Right before
Score.
security.
Right before security. We go through security. We're like, it'll probably be on the other side.
Nope.
Still haven't got McDonald's this whole trip.
Yep.
But when we get back,
German McDonald's is way better.
we're set.
So no McDonald's.
No McDonald's,
No
unfortunately.
McDonald's.
But anyway, let's talk about Photokina. Photokina is
Yeah.
the largest photo show in the world.
Yep.
And we went there. The intentions of coming to Germany is for Photokina, but also to film basically like an episode of the FroKnowsPhoto Show or another test episode.
Yep.
Something different.
And a couple other things, too.
Yeah, well, we've got RAWtalk,
Yep.
and we have a real-world review of the, we could call this Gear of the Week.
iPhone 7 Plus.
We could call this Gear of the Week. This is the iPhone
Yep.
7 Plus.
Yep.
Dual lenses on the back. You have a 26 millimeter. You have the wide angle, which is a 1.8 lens. You've got the tighter lens, the 2x zoom, which is now a 2.8 lens. We've been playing with this, shooting raw DNG. You can't shoot raw DNG with the built-in Apple app for whatever reason, the camera app. So I've been using ProCam. Is that what it is?
ProCam, yes.
ProCam.
ProCam 4, I think, is the actual name of it.
And I'm starting to edit the raw files in Lightroom. And so what I've also noticed with that is it's not easy file organization going from ProCam to Lightroom. Actually, it's built into Lightroom. It's pretty easy. But then trying to figure out what to do when you export it, there's some things that need to get better. But anyway, so let's talk about Photokina 2016.
Let's talk about the real reason you go is to get your ego stroked. Jared! It's Jared! Hi, Jared! Oh my God, Jared! Can I take a photo with you?
We actually had.
I hope you enjoy the show.
How about Marcus?
Oh,
Remember
yeah.
Marcus?
Well, first and foremost, yeah. But before we get to that, everybody Jared talks to, his push-off to get rid of people is, hope you enjoy the show. Enjoy the show.
Hey, great talking to you.
Great talking to you.
Hey, enjoy the show.
Jared also told us that people shake when they touch him because they're so stunned by his stardom.
Oh my God. Jared! It's Jared! It's Jared!
But no, the superfan Marcus was probably
Yeah.
the best guy.
Marcus is great.
Hey, Jared, can you sign this photo? Okay, who to make it out to? Marcus. Okay, can you sign one more?
Gotcha.
Who should I make it
Sure.
out to? Marcus.
A second one. Okay,
Hey, could you
all
sign a
right.
third one? Can you make it out to Mark?
Yes.
No, it was either Mark or
Okay.
Mike.
Oh, Mark
But
or
even
Mike.
better was when they asked Steven and Todd to sign a photo.
No, he was like, Todd, will you sign something? I was like, sure, I guess. He proceeds to
Todd's tingling
pull out a
inside.
photograph of me. And I was like, holy jeez.
It was like your cheesesteak media photo,
Yeah, he
right?
brings a photo out. I was like, all right, dude, sign that. Then he pulls out a photo of you. I have no idea
It's
where
like
he
a
found that.
screenshot from RAWtalk or
like a
something. It's
meme
got my
or
lower
something.
third and everything. Yeah, it's a meme, I think, from the show.
yeah.
And he's like, that's the only one I found on the internet.
So
I'm like,
shout
oh.
outs to Marcus.
That's
That was
great.
nice.
Let me
Yeah.
get back to one thing.
Good guy.
When you say that my push off is to get people away from me or to say have a nice show, enjoy the show, I hope you enjoy the show, it's not done
You're kind of like
in
a flight
bad
attendant.
way.
You're kind of like a flight attendant. Bye-bye.
Well, what happens...
Enjoy the show.
What happens is a lot of times people will come up to you and be nervous, thus the shaking. But the nervous part also means that they forget to talk sometimes. And I always introduce myself as Jared and they go, I know. I'm like, well, but that means give
yeah,
me your name.
I do the same thing.
Because I'm like, what's your name? So I get to know their name. And then by the time we're done, people either continue to talk or have nothing. They just sit there and stare at you. So it's like,
Well, I will say,
I hope you enjoy the show.
we made fun of it at first, but then Todd and I start talking to fans, and at the end we're like, enjoy the show.
Enjoy the
Because it's
show.
really the only natural ending to the conversation.
Then they wanted me to
Makes
change
sense.
it up. So I
Yeah.
said, enjoy the show, hopefully.
and then you start laughing
Well, you
every
started
time.
laughing then after we pointed it out.
Because you guys were
couldn't say
busting
it.
my balls.
Yeah.
Hey, let me do a quick plug.
Yeah.
I don't have an official plug, but we were taken out to dinner by a good friend from New Jersey
Good man, yeah.
named Scott Elowitz. Mr. Scott Elowitz over here is the owner and founder of Lenscoat and the Redneck Burqa. That's it. Lenscoat.com. Check out the Redneck Burqa.
Phone call.
Hello, son of bitches. Just wanted to check in and see how everybody's doing out there in the Photokina. And heard you got a new drone out there. Just wanted to let you know I got myself a new shotgun, and I'll be crushing your dreams, Casey Neistat. So go fuck yourself. Goodbye, Jew.
Goodbye, Jew.
It's a little rough.
Speaking of goodbye, Jew, I went on Tinder and Bumble, and then figured why not try J-Swipe to see how if I could meet a nice Jewish lady in Germany. And I swiped twice, and we ran out of Jews.
That's all the Jews we allow. Sorry, Jared.
Only 2 Jews.
You'll have
Jewish-
to make do with 2 women's.
That was it. 2.
Auf Wiedersehen.
And how many replied to me? 9.
9!
Oh shit. There's some funny stuff that we can't tell you. We had some funny jokes. Like when we got to Cologne.
Inappropriate.
Well, we got to Cologne after traveling from, I don't know, a long time. We were up for 24 hours. So we decided to take a nap for 2 hours. One room was open.
Well, yeah, first off, we have a room that's got 2 beds for me and Steven.
Yeah.
2 beds.
And they are an inch apart.
We call it crack alley.
Yeah, that's a crack alley between us.
Crack. It's basically a king size bed
So,
split in half.
so I'll turn over in the middle of the night and I'll be like, hi, Steven. But see, your room wasn't ready yet.
So I decided I would sleep on the floor. There was a lot of something
Giggling.
filling the room.
It was very gassy.
It was very gassy.
It tends to be very gassy here in Germany.
Anyway,
lots of farts.
Lots of that. All right, let's get to the photo news. We don't have any music this week because it's not technically photo news. It's a little different. You guys by now already know what came out at Photokina, so we don't need to dive terribly too deep inside of the Cologne Dome.
Yeah, it's getting deep in that.
Cologne Dome. It's
Anal
not Anal Vice. Which, by the way, I went to Google the song Anal Vice because I thought that was the name of the song. And the first thing that came up when you type in Anal Vice was not the song, because the song is actually called Edelweiss.
I still have no idea what song you're talking about.
EDLE.
Sound of Music.
But,
No, anal vice is advice I give you about anal.
and how's the song go? Edelweiss. Todd, you ready on 3?
Edelweiss. Edelweiss.
When you can. All right, let's talk about some of the new stuff that we saw there, and we'll also talk about the meetup that we had. First things first, we went to the Nikon press event.
Yes.
I already
Literally
knew
right off the plane.
right off. Well,
Yeah.
after the nap, and then
true.
we got over there.
True.
I knew what this was going to be about because I saw the stuff
Yep.
beforehand in New York City under NDA, and I knew that it wasn't going to be anything major. And the event was extremely boring. It was boring as hell.
But every press event, though, for the most part.
No, Fuji's press event, because we missed half of it, actually delivered on solidness, which we'll talk about in a second. So what did Nikon announce? No DSLRs, no anything like that. They re-announced the Key Mission 360.
I can't believe it's not out yet.
They announced the Key Mission 180, which is a GoPro with a built-in case.
Yep, pretty much.
Which
Yeah.
doesn't matter.
It looks nice, though. I mean,
It's fine, but again, it's a first generation when GoPro's
Yep.
on multiple fives or
Five,
more.
yep.
And then they announced the Key Mission. Oh, it was the Key Mission 170 and the Key Mission 80. The Key Mission 80 is about yay big. Well, we can pop up a picture, Dan.
that's the one that kind of looks like the phone.
No, it's just this big. It looks like a life camera. You know, one of those things you would attach to yourself.
like almost like a mini flip camera too.
Like a
something like
mini.
that. Yeah.
And they're like, oh, we think this is going to be huge, and I'm like, it's called your phone.
yeah.
We don't need this when you have a phone. So that was that. We ran into Kai Man Wang.
By the way, I like that in your notes. It says Kia Wang.
Yeah,
Not
I keep
Kai
spelling
Wang.
Kai wrong.
Kia.
K-I-A. It's K-A-I.
Yeah, that was fun.
It's dyslexia. So we ran into Kai Wang and Locke. What the fuck is Locke's last name?
They always say just lock. So I'm not sure.
Ness?
Locke?
Ness?
Monster?
Monster?
I think. Yeah.
Lock?
Something like that.
As in, the hell was that? Lost. Locke.
Sure.
That's a throwback.
Yes, yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah,
we
sure.
ran into a bunch of other people.
That was the first time you met Kai, right?
It was the first time I met Kai. He's much thinner and smaller in person.
Really thin dude.
That's what he said about you, too.
Which reminds of Sven, our 7 foot German friend.
Now you're jumping ahead. That's our
Way ahead.
That's
I know,
our,
but-
that's our meetup.
We'll save that.
Yeah.
Let's try and go in chronological order here.
All right, fine. So we left the the Nikon event,
9.
and we went looking for the Fuji event and didn't find it.
We went looking for like an hour, which you live streamed, I think.
I live streamed
for most
about-
of it.
Oh, that was
That got
brilliant.
deleted for whatever reason. It's not on Facebook.
Oh, I thought you deleted it.
I didn't delete it.
I kept telling Todd, I'm like, he's got to cut this because it's just us running
Oh, it
around
was
with our heads
forever.
cut
I
off.
wonder if
People
it
were
was too
still
long.
watching.
Yeah, it was way too long.
People were still watching.
Yeah.
It was good. So we finally found the Fuji event. Now, if anybody's ever been to Photokina, it is massive. It takes 15 minutes
Huge.
at least to walk from one end to the other. So then we got into the Fuji event just as they were announcing something new
It was perfect timing.
called the Fuji GFX 50S. The GFX 50S is a medium format mirrorless camera with, they're promising 6 new lenses in 2017.
Yeah, which is awesome.
Yeah.
And it's
Early
a 50
2017.
point, or it's a 51 point something megapixel sensor.
And I don't think it's the standard medium format size sensor. It's a little smaller.
Well, yeah,
it's
it's
kind
not
of in
as-
between full frame and medium format.
It's not as big as the other people's thing.
Exactly.
But it's pretty unique.
It is,
It was a
for
pretty
sure.
it was a pretty big surprise to have Fuji do something like that. Fuji's been kicking ass with what they've
They
done. Fuji has really kicked ass since the XTI. No, what was it? The
XT1.
XT1?
Yep. Now they have the XT2. They announced the GFX. I mean,
Oh, I meant the 100.
X100.
The X100.
Oh, okay.
No, just the X100.
Gotcha.
When they announced the X100, that was the start of the revitalization of Fuji. And then you have Instax, and then you have all those different things. Their booth was absolutely humongous also. So ran into Zach Arias there giving a speech. So that was Fuji's. Then we saw, Todd's been waiting for this, a Panasonic GH5 was announced
In development. Yeah.
which means no shit.
2 years later, it'll come out.
GH5s, whatever. Todd, you interested in that?
Yes. I mean, I'm still at this point, since it's going to come out next year, I'm waiting. I might still get a GH4.
No, you're not.
But I think
I'm not letting you get a GH4.
I would like to just borrow the ADD if we still have it.
ADD.
We do? You bought the ADD, right?
No.
Canon's lend that to you?
Yeah, they forgot to ask for it back. I forgot we had it.
I would actually like to borrow that. I do like that.
Richie came over to do that job that he needed with all the different cameras, and he's like, "You didn't tell me you had an ADD on the shelf." I'm like, "I didn't know I had an ADD on the. I thought I sent it back."
It's a great little camera.
Oh shit!
It
That
is.
means we still have the
loved it.
T6.
We still have the T6.
Wait, shit!
which
We have two T6s.
We're complete. Two.
Yeah,
One
the
with
one
the
that-
HDMI issue that we
Yeah.
had, and we had to read. I thought you sent that back. I packed it up and everything for you.
Did I send it back?
I told you to. I had it all packed
God
up.
damn it, Noah.
One
job,
job.
Noah.
One
job.
job.
Jared,
Jared, it's Noah. I was writing my poems while you're away. This one's about how I miss you, dear Jared.
This is our new voice for Noah.
I really like to live in a world of T-shirt stacks that taste like cats, and I miss you dearly. Please hurry home.
It's like the Jimmy Fallon where he's like writing like in his notebook. He's like, "Hey, Jared."
they talked about it being 6K. They talked about not $6,000, but shooting 6K.
Well, I think it was a 6K sensor downsized to 4K video or something like that.
Whatever.
I don't have the exact specs on it in front of me, but
I will continue to say it doesn't matter what the box is that you shoot video with, as long as you know what the hell you're doing, you can do better.
I think
Well, what I was going to say is, again, the GH4 is very, very impressive. I'm sure the GH5 will be impressive.
Yeah.
But again, in those low light situations, the Mark IV crushes them.
Well, not only does it crush it there, but also the dual pixel AF.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, look, the only thing I'll say is if you're a professional, if you're doing any kind of professional video with any of those cameras, you should probably put lights up like we have.
Yep.
So the GH4 could be your bread and butter. It could be your money. I mean, that could be perfect for you. But if you find yourself in low light situations, the Canon might be a better option.
And speaking of low light, we're shooting with the 5D Mark IV as the main wide for us. And we have two XC10s that we brought for travel, and then we got some FMV lights. GoPro in the corner for the behind the scenes look. Todd
That's called Andy Cam.
Andy Cam, yep. I also want to mention Todd usually has this connected directly into our Zoom recorder, but we don't have that today.
So hopefully it's just picking up on the
So
microphone.
hopefully it's just picking up on the microphone and not bleeding into the mix too much. Hopefully the sounds
Not
good.
a big deal.
Yeah.
This is mobile, so shit happens.
It is what it
Whatever,
is.
Dan. Fix it, Dan.
Travel edition.
Whatever.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, taking the train from Hamburg to Cologne was awesome. Except for when we were walking through the one car, trying to get to our special car.
Trying to get like 10 cars down.
And everybody's hands up like this, and it smells like the worst thing you've ever smelled. Except for this
wonderful,
room.
like flowers, yeah.
This room's even worse right
Great.
now.
Smelled like a junior high gym.
Todd knows about that. Sniffs a lot of little boys' underwear.
Spend my afternoons there.
Get in the garden.
So creepy.
As he's drinking, I wish he spit it out all over his computer. So that's the Panasonic GH5.
Oh, back to GH5 though. They are saying it's going to be 10-bit 422, which I think is incredible.
That's huge.
Internal.
Yeah, that's huge.
And I think
right,
4K
internal.
60. I mean, that's
I wonder
pretty
what
big.
I wonder what did they say anything about what cards they'll put it to?
I didn't. Maybe I don't remember, but
No, I don't know. We didn't really look at the specs.
we were so busy shooting just Jared the
Yeah.
whole time. We didn't really look at much at FroKnowsPhoto, to be honest.
For all the specs,
Yeah.
go find it on DP Review.
Go Google it.
DP Review.
We talked to the guys from DP Review.
Yeah,
for
we
a
had a
while.
long talk with those guys, and then a longer talk that night when we were just hanging out
Oh, that's right.
Too long of a talk.
till
Yeah.
1:15 in the morning.
I think it was
Oh my
till
goodness,
2,
it was
I
It
thought.
wasn't
forever.
that late.
Yeah,
No? Okay.
I was in
late.
bed by 2.
Yeah, it was late, yeah.
All right. So that's the Panasonic GH4 basics, but the big thing that I think that we were waiting for was the GoPro to announce the Karma.
Yep.
We knew the Karma was coming. We didn't. Karma chameleon. The come and go.
I went and saw Culture Club.
Come and yeah.
Probably since the last RAWtalk. It was amazing.
I know. I saw your video.
It was
That
amazing.
you and your wife were there. I
Dan,
think Boy
pop that
George
up right.
was in a
Dan,
wheelchair.
pop that up right here.
Boy George was still in a wheelchair.
No, he was
looks
great.
so
No,
old.
he was great. He was great. It was
Anyway.
good. Anyway.
The Karma. That's what everybody's been waiting for from GoPro, to save GoPro. And their stock has risen from 12. It's now at almost 18.
It's been delayed forever, too.
It's been delayed,
Yeah.
but when they announced it, it was intriguing because it's not just a drone with a built-in camera. It's a drone that they announced, and then they announced the GoPro Hero 5, which is now $399, not $499.
Which the
by
Hero
the
4
way.
was, I believe.
99.
And to go along with the drone and the Hero, you also have a stabilizer stick.
Yep.
So you take the camera,
The Karma grip.
you take the camera off the drone, put it on the top of the grip, and now you have basically an Osmo,
That's my grip.
like an Osmo.
I got a tight grip. Trust me when I tell you.
And it's priced to sell. For $1,100, you get the Karma and a GoPro 5, which is now an extra $100 off. So in essence, it's costing you $299 when you buy it with the Karma.
That's a box of camera movement right there. A box of camera movement.
It's an excellent bundle. It's an all-in-one system.
It really makes
It
you
really
think
is.
about
Yep.
an Osmo. It makes you
Yep.
think about a Phantom 4.
Yep.
Because if it gives you the ability, because the cool thing about the Karma is that the arms fold in. It's much small. Well, it's not smaller, but it's more compact when you're trying
Fit
to
it in like
pack
a book
it in a
bag,
bag.
because even the legs pop up.
You don't have to pop the props off. It comes with its own remote with a built-in touchscreen.
And basically what
Clamshell.
what they're doing is they're taking, a piece of the Inspire, a piece of the Osmo, and a piece of the drone, DJI Phantom 4, putting it all together. Now, the thing is, with DJI, you add all that up, that's thousands and thousands of dollars. What GoPro did, they're,
facts.
what, $1,200, $1,300, $1,400 for the bundle?
Well, they didn't. I can't find a price.
Maybe
on
not the official
stick.
price, but if they do sell the bundle for that,
It should be $13.99. It should be only $199 or less for the Karma stick.
What are you thinking? Like sub 1,500?
Oh no, $12.99.
Yeah.
now I will say they copied a lot of the stuff off of DJI, but making it available for a much cheaper price.
So the only thing that we don't know, the image quality because it's coming from the GoPro 5,
Yep.
which by the way has a built-in housing now, so you can go in the water without having to take it out, get a new housing. You can get an extra housing. You can also talk to it and say, GoPro, take my picture.
the
GoPro,
voice
start
command.
recording.
Yep.
And I was like, well, why does that make any sense? But when they said that it makes sense for action people who have 4 GoPros on them as they're going down a mountain or something, then it made sense because they'll be like, GoPro, start rolling or something. That made sense. I don't think we're gonna.
you're snowboarding and you have gloves on or something, you can't
Well,
touch
that
the
makes
screen.
sense.
But the difference is Todd's gonna come up behind you and say, GoPro, reformat card.
Oh, wait, it
Nailed
won't
it.
let you do that,
No, it won't let
hopefully,
you
right?
do
Just
that.
start and stop
Well,
recording.
again, I think the big thing that we walked away from was where GoPro was always winning is when they had a nice camera and they had a bunch of cool accessories.
Yep.
Now they've got a nice camera and some really cool accessories
you're
to
our-
grab some awesome
Well,
footage.
they
you
also announced a Session 5, which nobody cares about.
and I don't care.
If you're already invested though in that system, I mean,
Yeah.
you will further invest.
You
in-
can also put a Hero 4 Hero 4 Black.
it.
Crushed it.
You
Hashtag
crushed it.
crushed it. Hashtag crushed it. Jared's favorite saying, hashtag crushed it.
You can put a Hero 4 onto the Karma as well. Now, they also added a 2-inch touchscreen on the back, which means we can't add the backpack, but they changed the battery up so you get a little bit more battery life. We're looking forward to trying it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm going to buy one, but we may end up buying the Karma anyway. We may buy it.
Looking forward to crashing it.
Though, I want to see what DJI comes out with in the way of their copycat of the Karma, which folds up as well.
Yep.
Which
We'll
we
see.
don't know anything other than rumors about. But that's getting announced, they said the 27th. We were invited to that event. We're not going to that event.
We're not there.
Okay.
What, do you want to go?
Not really.
I don't want to go either. I don't want
Is
to
it
go
just
up
a press conference?
Yes, it's just it's a press
All right.
conference.
So it's not like the Inspire where we actually got to try out the drone by ourselves in New York.
No.
You get to walk with one?
No.
Oh,
Nah.
peace out.
So the Karma's pretty cool. We'll see what's going to happen with that.
Yeah.
Because there's some questions. How far will it fly? Will it be as good? I mean, it's a first generation drone. DJI has a major leg up on them, or a major rudder up.
And Casey did a video on that, right?
Casey Neistat,
He was one of the first
GoPro went with him and gave him a
it was a
pre-release
prototype version.
and it looked pretty cool.
It did.
What he was flying, but I don't know
Looks smooth.
I don't know if you can have independent control of the
Gimbal
tilting
itself.
of it. Yeah.
So as you're flying, you can't maybe pan down
Right.
or up or.
Yeah.
Didn't see that.
Yeah,
but
I
it
didn't
has a
really
lot
see
of
that.
other presets set in. But anyway,
And that's the thing when they showed you like their sizzle reel, it was a lot of sexy shots that they took the time to shoot. And you're like, oh, it looks freaking awesome.
Yeah.
But you don't see it in operation.
that was a big thing that we discussed.
Yeah.
Not just about GoPro, but it was a couple of other things. It was about the gimbals and stuff. it's one thing to show you how amazing the footage looks, but it would be great to have a side-by-side where you see the footage and you see what the person, male or guy or girl, running around doing is doing. That's what you want to see. You want to see it in action, but why don't you see? That's why we do first-person shooter project stuff, because you get to see the stuff firsthand. Everybody knows you're going to get polished, amazing footage, but let's show how it's made and show the gimbal and stuff working.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
That's what's cool. Actually, Casey did that in his video.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, those are the big questions I had from GoPros thing.
And I do think ProTune grades a lot better in post than D-Log, which is DJI's version of ProTune or a flat color profile.
D-Log.
Yeah.
Speaking of D-Log, we ran into DeMarcus.
What do we call him?
Chocolate Thunder.
Chocolate Thunder.
He works for DxO Mark.
Yep.
For whatever reason, we're friends.
Good dude.
I
So
love
cool.
DeMarc. He lives in Paris.
Yeah. What?
Hot worker was there at his booth.
Oh, I didn't get to see her.
Smoking.
Todd, you were creeping on her the whole
Jeannie, stop watching. Smoking.
Every time I looked at you, you would be like behind a person, like
I was like this.
drool coming down.
I was too busy talking to DeMarcus and being lost in his eyes. I like DeMarcus. DeMarcus is cool. He works
Really
for
cool
DxO, unfortunately.
Yep. I mean, yep.
No, I mean,
Do they have anything else new out besides?
no, they just DxO mark the shit out of stuff, which is a.
And that's what you used at Dan's wedding, right?
When the wedding photographer didn't show up,
Yeah.
I used the DxO1, which is fine. The DxO1, for anybody that doesn't know, Dan, pop up your wedding photos with permission. Hopefully they don't suck as bad as that other guy's. And so, you get it. You get it. I'm not talking about Todd either.
I know who you're talking about.
Oh, God, I'm going to get another email. Whatever. I'm not mentioning names.
Yep.
I don't even know the guy's name.
Moving on.
Or girl's name.
Here we go.
Anyway, Dan's popping up his photos. The DxO1 is the thing that plugs into your iPhone and allows you to take pictures raw with a 1-inch sensor. I carried it around for a little, and then I stopped carrying it around because I didn't want to carry it around. I just used the phone and the damn thing, and yeah, it didn't shoot raw at the time, but so what?
How do your pictures with your new iPhone 7 compare to what you had with the DxO?
I feel like he probably didn't use the DxO enough to really compare.
I
them.
think that the DxO would probably the DxO gave you more independent control because they had a special app for it that lets you do shutter speed, aperture, and the ISO.
And I think
whereas the iPhone doesn't let you touch the aperture; it's fixed.
Isn't it a higher, like 20 megapixels or something?
It was
and it's
higher.
a bigger 1-inch sensor, too.
Exactly. So the images in great daylight are amazing. They're very good in comparison coming out of the DxO1. It's a nice little product, but there is no optical zoom, so you're stuck with what you just have. The iPhone's fine. It's not going to reinvent the wheel. It's not a DSLR killer. If anybody tells you it's a DSLR killer, they can shove a phone up their ass because they can put it in their anal vice.
May
because
I?
It's not even. Who are you texting?
I'm checking my notes because I was setting up the entire show beforehand.
Well, check your notes, but that's it. That's what I have to say about that. Moving on to the next subject.
Moving on.
Moving on.
Sony A99 II.
99.
Nobody expected Sony to come out with an A9 II. They thought they were killing the A mount to begin with.
I'm shocked that they're still.
Our buddy DeMarcus said he had an A99, and he said he absolutely hated the focus, that it missed. It never hit.
Yeah.
It has a
I've never tried it, so
fixed
can't
pellicle
comment.
mirror. That means that it has a mirror, but the mirror does not flip out of the way. It's translucent, which means you're also losing a little bit of light when you go to take pictures. Are people still interested in the A99? I don't know. Would I like to do a shoot with one? Sure, why not? If we got sent one and we got to do a real world review or a 5-minute portrait, I'll shoot with anything you put in my hands. I don't care. Or I'll make anything shoot that I put in my hands. It doesn't matter.
Crush it no matter what.
Hashtag crushed it.
Hashtag crushed it.
Hashtag make it shoot.
What?
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 You guys totally missed what I said. It was a joke just for Todd. But Andy got it.
Andy.
Andy.
Oh, Andy. Where are your hands at?
He's covering his crotch,
Oh,
his lingonberries.
Andy.
He probably has a hard on right now.
We've got a giant.
Our
we have
Andy
a
is
giant Andy
he's even
face in our bedroom.
More creepy than that
And
one.
I like sleeping underneath and pop up the picture, Dan.
So anyway, the Sony A99 II is out. If we get one, we'll use it. That's it. Then there was SanDisk news.
Yes.
SanDisk
Forgot
came
about that
out,
one.
last time they announced a 512 gigabyte SD card. Now they announced a 1 terabyte SD card.
1 terabyte.
Crazy.
And soon you'll see a micro SD card from Lexar that says 1 terabyte, probably. I'm not breaking any news here, but I'm sure people are working on a 1 terabyte micro SD card, which would be absolutely insane, thinking that you carry 1 terabyte around on a little thing like this.
I wonder how much that 1 terabyte's going to cost.
I wonder how much DNA you could fit in it. They said the 512 a year ago.
Let me get started. Sorry.
The 512 a year ago was $800. So
Wow.
maybe it's $800. That's pretty much the show.
All right, see ya.
Peace.
And what I mean by the show, I mean Photokina.
That was
Look,
Photokina.
it's a big ass show. What else we did in Photokina is
I like that little boxy light. What was that?
that's the LumaCube.
You love that one.
I do like that.
Which is kind of like the aperture light that Jared
I think
has.
the aperture light.
you
is
like the
better.
aperture light that's like the credit card.
So the cube.
This is kind of like the session.
It's like the
almost.
session,
Yeah.
exactly, but with a light that, and they're
But
gonna have accessories like a snoot.
I just
and
think
other
it's too narrow
barn
of a
doors.
beam, and it's $80 where the aperture is 45, and the aperture is this big, and his is like a panel light, and they both have the same stops of light. Maybe one's bright. The LumaCube's very bright and has the battery, and it's built better.
Yeah.
I think it was built to be hit with a golf club, but in terms of light, I like the other one.
The only difference I would say right now, currently, is that it doesn't come with gels or any filters like a tungsten
The
filter.
little box
or
one. What's that one called though?
The
The
LumaCube.
LumaCube, I said it
LumaCube,
already.
Yeah.
Stop drinking.
I paid attention. But the LumaCube,
Yeah. He said they're coming out with
He
them.
did say they're going to come out with gels though, and they're going to have all the accessories too. So we'll see if it competes with the aperture light.
But then
They're both just as powerful.
And after all that though, we didn't go to Tether Tools, but we ran into Tom from Tether Tools.
What up, Tom?
Tommy!
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Tom's a big fan, and he said that Laura is not a big fan. So Laura, I really thought we had something together. So, I just want to take this time to be like, hey, girl.
Now that's allegedly, in your opinion, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, that's what I'm guessing. But Tommy and us, we talked about the Tether Tool drone launch pad thing.
Yep.
So we want to try to get our hands on that.
And Laura's the one that sent you the Tether Tools table.
My table.
After
Yeah.
all the tweets that you guys sent.
All the pictures you guys.
They said they were very appreciative of that. So tell Tom what up.
What up, Tom? Yeah, not hashtag, at Tether Tools, give Tom big ups.
Because he watches the social media.
Send Tether Tools some messages. They hope to send us that landing table so that we can have tried landing our Karma drone on it when we get it.
I would love that.
But-
Or crash it.
Photokina's huge. A bunch of people we know have been there for 3 or 4 days in a row. I don't know how the hell you go there 3 or 4 days. We went 1 day. Yes, we did a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, we didn't see necessarily every single thing, but we saw the major stuff.
Yeah, but we also passed through the booths in 2 seconds.
Drive
So I don't want to hear anybody be like, Jared, over
Jared!
here.
Jared, stop over here.
That's how it was at Jared.
Oh, apparently Aperture tried to stop
I
us.
thought I said hi.
Yeah.
But we were trying to get to the Fuji press conference.
I
That's
will
why
s-
we were in a rush.
I will say this, in one of the booths, I think it was Lee Filter. No, it wasn't Lee Filter. It wasn't Hoya.
We saw Hoya.
We saw Hoya. I yelled at him.
Hoya!
It was the people that make our lens cloth, Schneider Optics. In Schneider Optics'
John Schneider?
Schneider Optics' booth, they had a whole bowl of individual, small sample packs of gummy bears because they make Haribo in Germany. And I will tell you, they have to be made with real sugar. And I haven't had gummy bears in a long time. And oh my God, did they taste amazing.
He's been snorting them the whole time he's been here.
Yeah. You love them.
Gummy
Yeah.
bears were awesome.
You've always loved them, though.
Oh, and how about
Even
that
at
place
home.
in Cologne called Don Gio Gelati?
yeah,
Don Gelato.
Oh,
Which
yeah.
we actually
Yeah,
went
yeah,
to
yeah.
last Photokina.
But I don't think we actually got anything there.
I think we just hung out there for a little while.
I got a chocolate souffle, and their ice cream was incredible.
I got their cake. Banging.
Yeah, Cologne was good, though. Cologne
Yeah.
was good.
Cologne was good. We stayed in a good hotel this time.
Outside of Steven's blinking toothbrush.
Oh, I forgot about that.
He likes to have his toothbrush plugged in to charge overnight.
Right next to
and
his
it's
bed.
just bleep, bleep,
It's like the brightest blue light.
bloop. I was like,
I've
what
ever
is
seen.
in our room right now? Am I getting probed by
It's an alien
aliens?
ship it is so bright. And I would have put it in the bathroom, but I only have one converter for the power outlet.
Do you think your toothbrush was going to die between 24 hours?
No, but the thing is I didn't charge it before I came on the trip, and it was pretty much dead.
I just leave mine sitting on the charger every night.
I don't. I usually let it run through the week and then charge it at the end.
Well, I mean, you use it a lot more than I do.
Why do you do that? Why?
Because the batteries,
saving money?
The batteries tend to go bad if you keep constantly charging and charging. And
I've
charging.
never had a battery go bad on the
The
toothbrush.
bristles are going to go bad before the battery.
See. We both bought them the same time. We'll see whose dies first.
Yours was a gift. I bought mine.
How many
We'll
times
see.
do you brush each tooth?
About 20 minutes.
5 minutes and 26 seconds is what the timer said.
The alarm goes off. The alarm goes off. Steven takes 45 minutes until we have to leave, and then I do the last 15.
So that is true. I have OCD to a certain extent with my teeth and getting a shower. I'm a very clean person. I have to scrub everything.
Speaking of
and I
showers,
sweat a lot, so I really scrub.
Speaking of showers, Jared hasn't taken one yet.
yes, I have. I've
That's why
taken
this room
2.
stinks.
I've taken 2 in the 4 days.
We think either the room stinks because there's a dead animal in here,
I think there's a
or
dead
it's
animal.
Jared's hair.
We're gonna find. It's not my hair, but we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out because they really. We came back and I think there's a dead animal in this room.
We think it's in
The vent.
yeah.
Yes, I think it's in the vent.
Because your vent is like clogged up. It's really hot in this room compared to our room.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have to. We're gonna call them as soon as we break down the porn set, so that they don't wonder what we're
I
doing.
guarantee you they think we're doing porn.
Oh yeah.
Scheiße Essen.
Right, Andy?
All right, so moving on, let's talk about the. Well, look, Photokina's big. It's an experience. If you're local and you want to go one time, go, or just go to Photo Plus. And if you're in New York, it's not anywhere near the same size, but you can go to all the same booths basically.
Yep.
So we did Photokina.
Photokina's done.
Boom.
We watch it, Todd.
Done.
Watch it, Todd. They may.
Sorry.
I actually think it's the other hand.
My bad.
Is that dabbing?
No. Steven is redder than he started.
And that's not sunburn. So we also came to Photokina to make a part of the FroKnowsPhoto Show to see how that would work out. That was part of what we were doing. We had a meetup over at the Cologne Dome where 2 years ago I botched.
Well, we're doing an episode.
Yeah.
We let you go out and take photos
Yep.
A whole day.
as part of the show. That
Yes.
was like a big chunk of it.
Yeah.
You know, we did some little interview parts by the Rhine River.
Ryan,
And
OTFs, yep.
how'd that go, Jared?
it was good.
great.
Was it
Great.
good?
Killed it.
Yeah.
Hashtag crushed it.
Yeah.
crushed.
Perfect. No hang-ups.
No temper tantrums or
Nope.
anything?
No temper
You're good?
tantrums. No,
good.
really.
Yeah?
No.
Really?
There was no temper tantrum.
Crazy. It's amazing how that happens.
Look, it took 2. I just want to shoot pictures.
I personally think
Todd.
it was hot in the sun for you.
I was fine.
We were in the
You
shade.
say that, but it was hot. But you refused to stop once we started. I'm like, Jared, just come out here in the sun. Let's figure out what we're
I
doing.
was probably getting pissed off at all the people walking by. They look at you and then walk in front of the camera.
Oh, how about the wedding photographer?
Oh, yeah. So a wedding photographer came down. We're shooting on that little ledge right there.
Yeah.
And that must be
Across
a spot.
from the Cologne Dome and the bridge.
And the bridge.
The bridge with the locks.
Yep. The love locks or
It's
whatever.
very
Locks of love.
it's very photogenic.
No, love locks.
Exactly. So
Love locks.
Yeah.
So he comes, and that must be his normal spot that he
Yeah.
shoots these couples on.
That's his shit.
And at first, I thought that it was an entire wedding party because there was a couple people with him, and I'm like, they all looked at us, waiting and waiting and waiting. Then he finally took the couple. Luckily,
Jared looked at him like, I ain't moving.
no. Jared said you should be using a reflector. That's
No,
definitely underexposed.
No, I didn't say anything to him.
But
No, you
I
said
turned
it to
around.
us.
Look, first off, I turned around to look at the bride and the groom looking back at him with the sun at their back, no flash on the camera, and their face was completely in shadow. So it didn't matter however you expose that. The Cologne Dome, which is long way across the bridge, is not going to turn out. Their face isn't going to turn. Yes, Todd.
12,800 maybe.
No. What?
But anyway, the wedding photographer, stopped us for a minute. But then we allowed you to shoot when you were feeling better.
I felt great when I was shooting.
Felt a little better. You weren't as cranky. Because Jared sometimes turns into a 10-year-old when we're shooting OTFs.
Not true.
But then when he's shooting with the camera,
I'm like,
he's a happy boy.
And I said that on video. I'm like, as soon as you put a camera in my hands,
crush
the whole
it.
world just disappears and I can focus, no pun intended, on shooting photos.
But it was super cool. It was super cool.
Yeah. We had a good time after that. I mean, we
was.
went around the Cologne Dome,
I think I got some good photos.
took a bunch of great pictures of all the street performers,
Street
and
performers.
artists.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Gave them some money.
Highlight of the whole shoot was Jared shoving you out of the way when he thought I was trying to shoot him with a fan. And he's like, get the hell out of my fan
Well, 'cause
shot.
I thought he asked me a question, and I went to help him out, and then he just pushed
He
me.
shoved you.
I'm like-
It was incredible.
Well, because I saw Todd shooting, and I thought you were going to get in the way.
Don't ruin my shot.
But it's all B-roll, so
Don't
we
you
could
see
just
him shaking?
fake it and
Don't you
get
see
it.
this fan shaking? He's shaking. He can't even stand how awesome I am.
But it was a good time. We had fun. Corner Dome was great. We didn't get to
think
go in
the
it
epi-
again, which stinks, but
And I think the episode's going to be cool.
I think it will. And-
So then I went back to the hotel room. Steven, well, we had dinner. Then I
Todd
went
and
back.
Steven went to work, and the diva took a nap.
I did, and you guys started to do interviews of readers that were showing up early for the meetup, and what happened?
Well, the plan we had was like, okay, we've been talking a lot about the fans for the episode, and we thought, okay, well, you know what? Let's let them talk. So we set up a camera, put some lights out. And we were like, so people started showing up early, and we're like, hey, tell us what you think about Jared. Tell us what you think about Jared. X, Y, Z. What do you think about photography? But what? 15 minutes in,
for which part?
when the security
Well,
came.
take it back a little bit. We only had a couple people surrounding us, and Todd's like, I wonder if they're the people waiting for the
Well,
meetup
yeah, I
back
saw
there.
like a whole group of people sitting around like another part.
So Todd went and checked it out because I'm like, it's getting low. The light's getting bad. You know, it's about to turn dark. And he goes and checks it out. He comes back with an army of people, and you're like marching down. And then we shot more interviews. We probably shot about 10 or 12 fan interviews.
Yeah.
Peter Hurley showed up.
Yep.
Did a fan
A
interview.
woman showed up more
A
surprisingly.
woman, I was shocked.
Yep.
And she gave she had positive feedback,
Yeah,
which was awesome.
yeah.
But anyway, yes.
She just doesn't understand
this
English.
security guard came maybe 20 minutes in, and
He's like, "Where are you from?" I was like,
we were like,
the city class residence
Philly?
hotel," and I was
Or
like, "I don't,
hotel?
I don't know, my mother."
question mark?
Question mark. Then he was like, "You got 10 minutes." I was like, "Cool."
Well, I think at first he would have been okay with it, but then the guy we were interviewing, who was another German,
Was it Sven?
Started talking shit.
you could tell they were just getting louder and louder and louder and more
Sven,
aggressive.
who was 7 foot tall, like Shaquille O'Neal, he walks up to me. He's like, "I thought you were taller." I said, "Well, damn, I thought you were shorter, motherfucker."
He was 6'7", I think, officially. But those, the cop, apparently he was a fake cop, they kept saying,
Yeah.
security around the
Oh,
corner.
yeah,
dome. They were going at it, and then he said 10 minutes to us, and we're like,
I would have said fuck off if I was there.
Keep in mind, though, when I was the Pied Piper, bringing all the fans over, one dude in front who looked like my son had a little boombox and had his phone hooked up playing my rap song as we're walking down, like, towards the interview place. I was like,
awesome.
What is happening right now? So shout out to him. I'm sorry, I forgot your name, brother.
Todd's son.
So then we had the meetup. There were about 100 people there. It was awesome to
It
see all
was.
those people show up just
than last time,
to
yeah.
listen to us. Me.
You did a question and answer thing.
Q&A on the steps. Took everybody over to the steps to talk. People asked questions. We hung out, and then we went and took the big photo. The Gigunda photo, which 2 years ago I fucked up because it was out of focus.
Straight out of focus.
Steven was there.
Well, it was slightly out of focus.
Steven's fault?
We had less people. This year, we set up the tripod. And we had the 11 to 24 Canon on the Canon 5D Mark IV.
Which we're filming right
We
now.
set up the group shot in front. The lights were on the Cologne Dome. It was later than last year. That's why it wasn't blue in the background. It wasn't blue because it was later. It was already dark.
Yep.
And then we used the Wi-Fi to set the shot. We did an outro to the show.
You didn't have Wi-Fi the time before, right?
No.
So that was super
That was a
convenient.
D810.
Yeah.
Well, I focused. I zoomed in on the people in the front. I locked focus in at F4.
You burnt through one phone trying to focus.
Steven's
a
battery
times.
is never charged. So
No,
it
well,
chewed his battery
I
out.
have an issue with my iPhone 6S for some reason at like 20% just dies.
It died at 16%.
And I don't understand it. Plus, also the 5D Mark IV really, when that Wi-Fi's on,
Well, it makes
kills
sense
your
because
phone
it's
battery.
sending a live
Yeah.
HD signal from a camera to a phone.
Yep.
So we know it's chewing up a lot of power.
But you checked focus for like a half an hour, making sure it was spot on.
I only locked it in once, but it turned out to be on.
It was
on.
good. It was
and
really
in
good.
3, 2, 1, you'll get to see the photo. 3, 2, 1. That's the photo. And the reason that there's a lot of
that's so pretty.
dead space at the top and the bottom
Why is there so much dead space?
is because they're right in the middle and they're lined up even with the left and the right, and that's how you shoot it. If you want to shoot it some other way, you can't. Just can't. So I'm very happy with how that image turned out. You can download the DNG over on my website, and you can edit it, print it, do whatever the hell you want with it, have fun with it. But I'm really happy that we were able to get that big shot, get you guys in it, and
It's
get
awesome.
everybody an awesome photo.
It's such a cool picture, man. I love that angle.
I can't wait to see it printed.
Yeah, it's gonna look sick.
We'll print it on the Pro 4000, the
Nice.
Canon Pro 4000 at home.
40 by 60.
We're gonna print out
Huge.
iPhone 7 Plus photos on the Pro 1000 probably.
Nice.
I don't think we're gonna print it out on the big ass printer, though it would be pretty impressive if one of the day photos that I took turns out, or the bubble. I don't think the bubbles will be that good, but
We'll see.
I think one of the pictures of the Reichstag will
Gesundheit.
look pretty good.
But don't forget, after the picture, then we went out for beers.
Yes.
We went and hung out in the courtyardy thing by our hotel.
Which at first we were like, oh, we're gonna stay out till maybe like 10, 11 o'clock. We won't be late. By the time we got there, it was like already 11 o'clock.
Well, you and
we
I
stayed
were
out
double
till-
fisting beers.
Yeah, everyone's buying us
The fans
beers.
were
which
very
thank you.
generous.
I love you guys.
Thank you,
awesome.
guys. Yes.
We kept getting more and more beers. We're like
Yes.
juggling beers.
I had
And,
no beer.
Well, you don't drink beer. That's why.
I drank
I think
Vasa.
I think people offered.
They did, but I drank Vasa.
Fun vacuum.
I also showed
But it
some
was
of the
cool.
people in person the app.
Yep.
So they got to see it.
Yep.
They enjoyed it. They liked it.
You showed a lot of people the app while we were here.
Well, the people, yes, business stuff.
Business people, and they seemed impressed.
They
Oh.
did seem impressed.
How about you doing a Winston Meredith impression for the one fan?
Yeah, somebody. Yeah, I was. I was
like, "Can you
instead
do
of
Winston
Jared.
Meredith,
Instead
please?"
of Jared, I was the monkey
Yeah.
at the meetup.
It was great. Loved
Yeah.
it.
So it was really cool to hang out with a lot of people.
Super awesome.
That came back with us, and then it just slowly they went away, and then we went to bed because we had to go to bed to get up to travel to Berlin.
Yeah.
So when we got to Berlin, we flew to Berlin, and
Why we flew to Berlin, I don't know. We should have taken the train.
well, after flying, I'm happy it worked out fine. Well, everybody said we should have taken the train. It's a 4-hour train. It would have
person.
taken.
Yeah.
Everybody, and then Jared obsessed. Why did we take the damn? Why aren't we taking the train? I'm firing my travel agent. It's Noah's job.
Jared! Hey, Jared! Hey, Jared! Do you want to take, Air Berlin or Air... I can't read this, but do you want to hear a poem?
Anyway, we got to Berlin, taxied to the hotel. Then we took a walk around.
Yep.
After we got into the room.
Well, after we met Andy.
Oh, Andy.
Andy?
Hey, Andy.
Andy likes a Andy.
So we're walking in Berlin down the street. Berlin seemed pretty cool because there's a lot of cool shops and stuff.
Yeah, it's
Really
very
awesome.
cool.
Yeah.
We see
Very modern.
We see a 3-legged dog hopping. And who said I wonder how it lost its leg?
One of us did.
I
Steven
said I
did.
wonder how it lost its leg.
And then I had the best retort ever. It
The
must have
best.
lost it
Crushed
in the war.
it. Hashtag crushed it.
It must have lost it in the war.
The one and only
was
joke of the whole trip. And Jared, so, all right.
Jared made sure he
so
said that
here we
on
go,
the
Jared.
podcast.
Here we go. Good job. Good job landing a joke.
Cough clap.
It was a good one.
Yeah.
But so far, Berlin's been pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very
we went,
cool.
We went over to the Reichstag building, but anyway, we were walking back from. There's a lot of Porsches, and there's a lot of
Yes.
high-end cars. We're walking back from dinner at Butcher.
Yes.
We found a new cool restaurant
The
that we
Butcher.
liked.
The Butcher.
Oh,
The
the
Butcher.
Butcher. They do burgers and awesome French fries, and they
Good
do
breakfast.
alcohol, and they do all different stuff. And it's a bookstore, and they had a good-looking waitress.
It was cool.
Apparently, the one guy knows a lot about weed.
And well, the guy from LA.
He told us where
waiter
the
from
sex
LA.
clubs were.
Yep. He
That's
hooked
a
us
sex
up.
club. Be careful if you go there.
Steven and I snuck out last night. Went and checked it out.
Is that why you started singing Anal Vice?
Crushed it.
Crushed it.
Yep.
But food was good at Butcher.
It was awesome.
The Butcher.
Yeah, very awesome.
I made breakfast this morning.
We did before we went out with Jessica.
Jess, yeah, she
Yes.
hooked us up. She showed us around. Was
Lifesaver.
our tour guide for
Lifesaver.
showing us where good street photography spots are.
For tomorrow, basically, we were pre-producing for tomorrow's photo shoot with the
iPhone
iPhone
7.
7 Plus, the real world review / 5-minute portrait style thing.
Should be cool.
Yeah. So that brings us basically to sitting in this room. I don't think I have any other notes because we already talked about J-Swipe in Berlin.
We did.
Yeah, I think the only thing that really happened in Berlin is that we actually encountered a little bit of a language barrier at the coffee shop.
Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah.
So I mean, we were trying to communicate with her a little bit. Then she started doing gestures because she kept asking Steven, "Did you want milt?"
I was just so confused.
You want milt?
And she's like,
you want
But-
milt?
but she
And
was
then
like-
she's like, you want milt? Milt?
You know, it's funny.
You want milt?
When we
I was
ordered
like, Steven, it's milk. She's pointing to the milk.
Because I asked for a coffee.
When
You want milk,
She
Steven?
didn't actually do that.
Steven, you want milk?
remember when I was asking for chicken and the guy we couldn't understand? He's like, it's breast meat. He did. He went like
Oh,
this.
did he?
That was in Cologne.
That was in Cologne.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But pretty much, I mean, everybody speaks the greatest language in the world, American. So so that's kind of where we are.
But no, the Berlin's been cool. We have a shoot tomorrow. There's also a Berlin marathon. Hopefully we can get to everything we need to get to.
It's the only thing I'm worried about is trying to get around everyone and crossing the street. And
But again, it doesn't start till later. We're starting early.
Yeah, hopefully we'll start around 8 in the morning.
Yeah.
Get over there at 8:30, get set up, go, do that, spend a couple hours, get it done, get out of there before the rollerblading marathon starts, and then we'll be done.
and crush it.
And crush it.
Spend the night and then get ready to fly home in the morning.
I think the only other thing I have to add is, you know, a lot of people think that Americans are really angry and upset. And I think the only thing we really figured out is that Jared's the angry American, but only to you and I.
Anyway, can we talk about that car?
Which,
The
Lambo?
gold-plated
Yeah.
Lambo?
Oh, yeah,
the
yeah.
best.
That was from your oil money.
Yeah. Now I've retired the Porsche.
What blows my mind is that they just parked it right on the street.
Well, we saw
Right
it
on the side of the
driving
street.
around earlier, and I
Yeah.
was like, "There's your car, Jared." And then it was there, but it was what, half a block from our hotel.
Yeah,
Not
less
even.
than
Not
half a
even.
block.
Yeah.
And every single person that walked by had to like pose and like do a selfie with it or
I mean,
check
it is an
out.
awesome looking car.
Yeah.
Except
it's
being
pretentious as fuck.
gold.
But
Douchebag. I
Yeah.
put my cigarette out on it. I actually didn't.
That would be disrespectful.
That would be.
So that's it. We're gonna wrap it up.
I
We
love
got to
it.
get to dinner. We got to get packed up. I got to change rooms, hopefully, so I don't smell that.
There's a dead rat in this
animal.
room.
And it is hot as hell. What is with Germany and liking it hot for one? Because
Yeah.
the airplane always had it hot.
Train was,
there was-
hot.
the airplane didn't have
And
little.
I already said that nipples.
Nipples.
Yeah.
I mean, basically what you're
Little,
doing is this.
you know.
Milk? You want milk? You want milk, Steven? Steven, you want milk?
But then they don't believe in sheet, a top sheet.
Yeah.
So everything's a down comforter. Like I
Down!
don't want to sleep under a down fucking comforter every night. I want a sheet. It's so hot.
Well,
The Germans like it hot.
yeah. I
the
mean,
bet-
well,
yeah.
I'm gonna leave that alone.
Yeah. And, you know, the down comforter's not as bad as Todd snoring, though, every freaking night.
Oh,
Terrible.
that's my lullaby.
The worst.
It's your lullaby.
The worst. I've gotten about 2 hours of sleep this entire trip.
All right. Anyway, this was not a normal Raw Talk, and we were off those 2 weeks, but that's
Aye.
because we were preparing and doing all that other stuff. Hopefully next week we will get back into the swing of things.
Which will be episode 199.
199. And we have new neighbors to annoy. We'll
downstairs.
talk about that when we get back.
Do they know that you do this every Thursday?
I may have warned them.
Actually, Wednesday now we do it.
I may have warned them.
We should warn them again.
I may have warned
Yeah,
them.
because that could be bad.
It could be. Anyway, I had fun with you guys so far.
So far, so
Mostly.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty awesome.
Cologne was
Mostly.
cool. All you people that came out, and by you people, I mean you people.
The fans were awesome.
That was
Very cool.
great.
Awesome.
And
Great
so
meeting up
far,
with them.
so good. So we're going to wrap this Raw Talk up. It's 198.
98.
And big thanks to our sponsors that don't exist because we didn't get any for this this travel trip.
Big thanks to our sponsors, Jared Polin's Trust Fund.
It's true.
Crushed it.
Crushed
My
it.
credit card. That's right.
Big thanks to his airline points.
No, we didn't use
Crushed
any of those. Maybe I got more of them, but no, we were on Lufthansa.
It was
All
a
right,
nice
guys.
airline, though. it
Let's
was.
wrap it up so we can pack
it.
up, go to dinner, and
Yeah.
change rooms.
Yeah.
Thank you guys very much for watching. Don't forget about all the hashtags. If you want to send in memes, send them into singwheelerfro@gmail.com. We'll hopefully be back with a lot of German memes next week. And that's where we're going to leave it. Jared Polin, FroKnowsPhoto.com. See ya.
Milk? You want milk, Steven? Steven, you want milk? You want milk?
Milk? You want me milk, you, Steven?
And fade to black.